morning, everyone. Welcome back to one of my vlogs. It is Christmas morning and it's about 7:45, so I'm being quiet. But I slept over at my parents' house because we spent Christmas Eve together as a whole family, and I am going to hit the road soon to go spend Christmas with my boyfriend who's in Toronto. So I'm gonna I already curled my hair, but I'm getting ready because I'm going straight to Christmas dinner. So I want to make sure that I'm ready to go as soon as I cross the border. I am so tired, but I also am super anxious. So it's like such an odd feeling to be exhausted, but then your anxiety is like making you wired and you can't rest when you're anxious. And the reason I'm anxious is because last Christmas, so this day 1 year ago, I was doing the same thing I'm doing right now. Slept in my parents' house, woke up early, got myself ready, and started to make the drive to go spend Christmas with Ryan and his family. And as I was making my way into New York, I was driving into a snowstorm, and it was one of the worst snowstorms I think that they have had like in history. I was unaware that there was a snowstorm because the weather here, there was no snow here. It was really, really cold, but no snow. And then my boyfriend and his family, they were also tracking the weather where they all live, and they're like, no snow here, like roads are clear, you're gonna be good. And it was my first time driving there, so I didn't realize all of the lake effect snow, because Buffalo, New York is right on the lake. They get slammed with lake effect snow, like way more than Cleveland typically. And there's a driving ban, there's a stay-at-home order on Christmas because they didn't want people out on the roads because that's how dangerous it was. It was dangerous for people, but also dangerous for first responders. So they like wanted to avoid anybody being out on the roads. Well, I was not aware that there was a driving ban going on in Buffalo, New York. Like, didn't hear anything on the news, nothing. So as I was driving, the road conditions became so bad that it was zero visibility. Like, they shut down the highways, so I had to take a detour. So I was in the middle of nowhere. Like, I had no idea where I was. And my family's tracking my location, Ryan's tracking my location. They're trying to direct me like, oh, you can, get on this road, get on this route. And I was like, everything is closed. Every road is shut down. There is no way to get back on the highway. Like, there are barricades down, blocking roads, barricades down, blocking you from getting on and off the highway. So it was very terrifying. And so I was just driving aimlessly with nowhere to go. It's Christmas Day. Everything is shut down in Buffalo because, again, there's a stay-at-home order, driving ban, and there's zero visibility too. So even if I wanted to like turn around and make my way back home, I could not see literally a foot in front of me. So like, I couldn't even see traffic lights. I couldn't see street signs, nothing. And if I wanted to pull over, the snowbanks were so high that there was no possibility for me to like pull into a gas station or pull into a hotel or something. I just kept trying to like look around me and be like, what is near me? And I truly could not see anything. So I just kept thinking to myself, okay, wherever I stop my car is where I'm going to have to get my stuff, like put my winter gear on and start walking. And I'm like, is there a store that I can like get into and stay at until the snowstorm passes? Is there a hospital that I can walk to? Like, I was looking for anything like that, fire station, police station, just something. And I just could not see anything. That is how thick and heavy and high the snow was. So my car ended up spinning out. I ended up getting stuck in a snowbank. And thankfully, there was a woman. She looked like a local woman because she had like chains on her tires and she was in like a full snowsuit. I was like, you look like you're prepared. Meanwhile, I was in like leggings and a sweatshirt. So she tried to push me out and she couldn't push me out by herself. My car was like deep in the snow. And then like only probably like 30 seconds later, a utility truck stops and a man also dressed in like full snow gear and what looked like his son, which turned out to be his son, they both got out of the truck and they came over to my car and they were like, we'll help you, don't worry, we'll help you. So the three of them, the woman, the dad, and the son, they got my car out of the snow pile. And the man just like, he just like patted my shoulder through my window. He's like, it's okay, you're gonna be okay, like you'll make it home for Christmas. And I looked at him and I go, I am not from here. I am from Cleveland trying to make my way to Canada to spend Christmas with my boyfriend. And I said, I have nowhere to go. And I said, can you point me in the direction of a hotel or something? And he said, he's like, you're not gonna make it to a hotel. Like, the roads are too bad, everything's closed. And I just, at this point, I was already in the middle of a panic attack, bawling my eyes out. Like, I was a mess before he even like pushed my car out of the snow. And without hesitation, this man goes, you can come spend Christmas with me and my family. You can follow us home. Like, I promise you'll be safe. My wife is at home with our daughter. Like, my son is here with me with his girlfriend. Like, you can come spend Christmas with us. And I had like no hesitation. I had no fear. I firmly believe that God placed them in that situation at that exact time to save me from the snowstorm. And so in that moment, I felt complete peace. I was like, yes, like I need to go with these people. Like this is my only option. This is gonna be my best option. So I did. I followed their truck back to their house, and his wife and daughter were at home, and they were like, do you like dogs? We have a dog. And I was like, yes, I love dogs. And they literally took me in, a complete stranger, on Christmas Day with no hesitation. The wife, when I walked in, the wife was like laughing because she was like, I thought he was joking when he called me and said like, hey, we're bringing someone home for Christmas. So yeah, I ended up spending Christmas Day with this family, and they were so kind to me. They were like, here, you can have like the spare bedroom, whatever you need, make yourself comfortable. They were like, if you want to just like sit in your room all night, then go ahead. Like if you want to hang out down here, you're more than, please just make yourself comfortable. And so after many phone calls back and forth to my family and Ryan, I ended up, you know, having Christmas dinner with them, and then they gave me a room to sleep in. And they were like, don't worry, like by tomorrow the roads will be better. You'll be able to make it to Canada. And I think the part that made me the most emotional, or the part that was the most overwhelming to me, was I had on my Woman of God sweatshirt, and they were like, we like your sweatshirt, like we also were believers, and they're like, this is what Jesus would have done, like he helped those in need, like this is what the Christmas spirit is all about. And that just like solidified. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, like God totally sent these people to save me, and take me in on Christmas. So the next day, they made me breakfast, they cleaned off my car, they started shoveling their driveway, and we kind of just waited for updates on the news to say like, oh, the main roads are being cleared off. So by like mid-morning, they're like, okay, like let's pack up, you should be ready to go now. And I still was really nervous because I'm like, I was still obviously shaken up. Like that was a very overwhelming, scary experience, and I was like, I'm still nervous to get in my car and drive on the roads. I didn't say this out loud, but like I think that they could sense like she's probably terrified out of her mind. And so they were like, we're gonna drive with you to make sure that you get to the border safe, because the border, it's pretty close. I mean, we had to drive really slow because of the conditions, but realistically I think they're only like 20 minutes from the border. And so the mom and dad, they got into the utility truck, which like the utility truck is obviously way better in the snow than my sedan, but they got into their utility truck and they literally gave me like a driving escort all the way to the border, which is just like so above and beyond, but it made me feel so much better to know like, okay, I have help, like if I need help again. And so yeah, they drove in front of me and they drove me all the way to the border, and then like as I went to go cross the border, they like turned around to go home, and they're like, Merry Christmas, like be safe, you're gonna be okay, you're safe, you made it. And I just was like, I've never been so happy to leave the country. Finally, I made it across, and by then Ryan and his dad, they drove their car all the way to the border, like waiting on the Canadian side, so that when I crossed, they immediately were there so that Ryan could take over driving and I could just like sit in the passenger seat and decompress. That's why I'm feeling a bit worrisome today. All of you who were praying for a white Christmas, sorry, God was on my side when I said please make it 55 and sunny. So it is warm today, well, warm for winter, and there's no snow in Buffalo so far, but I am stopping at the family's house in Buffalo on my way. I've kept in contact like on and off throughout the year, and I texted them a couple weeks ago and I said I would love to stop by and say Merry Christmas. If you guys don't mind me coming over. And they said, absolutely, we'd love to see you. I'm gonna stop by and say Merry Christmas and hopefully not cry. I already feel very emotional. Like I said, I am having some anxiety. I was having a lot of anxiety last night when I was packing. And I'm like, I know that the weather is fine. I just can't help but be like a bit traumatized, I guess. But I just have to trust that like God is gonna protect me. God, he showed up, he provided for me, he protected me in that absolutely scary scenario. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I've witnessed, I've got to personally experience a miracle. I know that God will protect me. He showed up in that scary moment last year and he made a way for me. He protected and provided for me. And I know that if anything were to happen again, he would be right there with me. It's like that song that we always sing in church, "Fear is not my future." I am preaching that to myself today. I'm like, fear is not my future. God is. So I can't let this fear control me. I have to face my fears and just trust that everything is going to work out the way that God planned for it to be. And so far, the weather is great, so that is really all that I could ask for. Now just pray that I have a safe drive and that the rest of my travels today go well. Okay, so I'm gonna finish doing my hair. I'm just wearing comfy clothes while I drive, and then I'm gonna change when I get to Ryan's place for Christmas dinner. So I will check back in a little bit later. Just finished with my visit with my Buffalo family rescuers. Hold on. I'm still so embarrassed when people see me vlogging. I'll have to get over that. Anyways, I just finished with my visit to my Buffalo family and it was so good to see them. They were so happy that I stopped by and I felt the same. I was so excited to see them and just thank them for everything that they did for me last winter, last Christmas. So visited with them and they got me a gift. They got me some goodies, some chapstick and a candle and lotion and a manicure set. So kind. So yeah, it was so good to see them. I know that I said like I've been feeling super anxious and I've been worried all day, but as soon as I got there, I was like, I immediately felt better and at peace, which is the same way that I felt when they saved me last winter. So yeah, it was a really good stop. And now I am at the border. So we're gonna cross and then go see Ryan and spend Christmas together. To get into America is super long, but hopefully the line getting into Canada is not that bad. I don't know
order. I am a law-abiding citizen, and I still get so nervous. I'm like scared that they're gonna ask me questions that I don't know the answer to, but it took literally 30 seconds to get across, and we are on our way.